Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends and glad you could attend. Come inside, Movie Maniacs, as we take a look at one of the number of short films we're going to be reviewing this week. Today we're looking at The Final Obsession, brought to us by Adam Theroux, who gives us the story of Rebecca Hughes. She's kind of like this Lifetime for movie-esque actress. She's in these types of films, these very popular melodramas that are what you would see on something like Lifetime Movie Network. And so, but she's very popular, and she has one devoted fan, a really devoted fan, a fan who's very obsessed with her. Jacoby, played by Dan White, really, he knows the ins and outs. He's got all her films memorized, got her schedule, daily schedule, everything. He's so obsessed with her. Well, when that obsession takes over, he feels he just has to finally meet Rebecca Hughes, and we see how he enacts a plan to try to meet his obsession and try to win her over, and how that affects both their lives. Adam Theroux, who wrote, directed this, I think it was director, photographer, and editor, brings us a well-paced, interesting short film that has an equal mixture of comedy as well as horror in it. Now, the comedy comes in mainly in the segments we get to see where Rebecca Hughes is acting in one of these Lifetime for movie-esque films. I really loved those I could almost see these films on that type of channel, the little excessive melodrama, and so they did that very well, and she played it up very well, and I like the fact too that she had drama at home as well as on screen, and the parallels there are pretty interesting too. Now that we get to Jacoby, who played by Dan White, he really brings the creepy. Now, not David Long type of creepy from Pieces of Talent, but he really brings a level of creepy here that just makes your skin crawl a little, with his obsession over Rebecca Hughes. And it's interesting because this film slowly changes tone in that at first it's kind of like, oh, okay, and then it gets a little bit creepier, and then a trigger gets pulled, and things, especially in the last little chunk of this short film, get very dark and very disturbing, and very well performed by both. All the chemistry with all these actors is really well done, and I enjoyed the delivery of the lines. Independent films like this, sometimes you can feel like the lines are rushed or but no, high production value in here and high talent in The Final Obsession. I like the story of how it played out, and while we have seen the idea of the stalker guy before, but I just really liked how this was executed and the mixture of comedy in here with it. I really enjoyed it, and I'd love to see Adam Theroux's more of his work, especially possibly a feature film from him, because I enjoyed the direction and the acting. Some of the camera angles on here were really well done, and eventually when things do come to that final climax, you really feel for the Rebecca Hughes character, which is a bit of the point of it, and you really don't like the Jacoby character. So if you can, check out The Final Obsession at festivals. I'll put a link down below with as much information as I can for you to check this out. If you are familiar with The Final Obsession, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on it. It's a really well-developed short film that gives you everything you need, gives you a great mixture of horror and comedy, and is something that is definitely worth your time if you can catch it at a festival. And that'll about do it for us here at The Final Cut. Till next time, folks, remember, keep that ticket stub.